All I'm hearing from you right now is to boil it down. These damn kids, they want their money right now.
Yeah.
They want that instant gratification. The signing bonuses, give them the money right now. No. Frankie, he's older. He's smarter. He says, give it to me later.
Something fascinating in the NHL happened yesterday, which is the Ducks guaranteed they're going to win a Stanley Cup at some point in the next 3 years, right? They extended Frank Vatrano. They put it out. It was at first announced by Frank Vatrano.
It was. And like in a video. A little pretty like lengthy 30, 40-second video. And at the end, he just really buried the lead. At the end, he was like, I'm staying.
Therefore, I will play hockey for you for the next 3 years.
Yes.
We can do this. Yes. Very nice. This is a fascinating contract. It's innovative. You've seen probably insiders like when they tweeted the details of it being like, this is kind of a new one. So it's a 3-year, $18 million contract, which normally, because Frank Vatrano is 30, not 35, this should just be a straight $6 million cap hit. It is not. It is a $4.57 million cap hit because starting in 2035, Vatrano is going to have $9 million in deferred payments. He's going to make $900,000 a year for 10 years. He will not be living in California at this point, and he will be retired from hockey. So he'll be, let's say hypothetically, if he's living in Florida or something, he's not going to get that state income tax of California. And I did a lot of digging on this because this whole thing fascinates me. It looks like it's the Ohtani thing.
Yeah, a much smaller
It's
number,
the Ohtani thing with smaller numbers. And I dug, asked questions. Here's what I got. Vatrano scored 37 goals last year. Mm-hmm. Off to not a great start this year. I think he has 9 goals nearly halfway through the season. Maybe 9, 10, something like that. Anyway, he's on pace for 19-ish goals. He wanted to stay in California, wanted to stay with the Ducks, I should say.
11 goals.
11 goals. Don't let him get
12
hot.
Assists.
Sorry to disrespect.
Our guy. The Ducks want to keep him, but they were offering in the low 4s. And Vatrano, coming off a 37-goal season, even not having a great season this year, is like, I shouldn't be getting in the low 4s. Wanted somewhere in the 5s. Pat Verbeek studied the Ohtani deal and was like, why don't we do the Ohtani deal? Something like that. We'll defer payments. He'll have a lower cap hit, something in the 4s that we can do, and then he's going to make up all that money on the back end. This hasn't been done in the NHL. If anything, the thing that's been interesting about deals in recent years is just like it's all been done in signing bonuses.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen for Igor Shesterkin and respectfully the best players in the league. But what about a guy who's 30, had an awesome year last year, isn't having an awesome year this year, is on, I don't know what this is probably his 4th or 5th contract or something like that.
All I'm hearing from you right now is to boil it down. These damn kids, they want their money right now.
Yeah.
They want that instant gratification. The signing bonuses, give them the money right now. No. Frankie, he's older. He's smarter. He says, give it to me later.
I thought that was Lazarus in the chat. Insider Brett says Vatrano had 2 goals last night.
And an assist, 3.9.
Oh.
I believe he's been kind of cold recently too, Sean, if you could check.
No goal. He had 4 goalless games before that. Oh boy.
I think he had 8.
He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight goalless games. But the game immediately before those 8 straight games was another 2-goal, 1 assist, 3-point night.
Maybe he's just got that Marty Necas disease. He saves his best hockey for right after he signs his deal.
Yeah.
You want good hockey? Pay me.
Yeah, that's right.
I could.
That's good business by an athlete.
I believe is it Ray Romano or who's the Will Arnett in The Office, where he's like, I have an idea about how to make your business very profitable. And they're like, great. In a job interview, they're like, what is it? And he's like, I can't tell you. You have to hire me, and then I'll do the idea.
Oh, that's I think that's
Arnett.
Office. Yeah.
Will Arnett.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't just
Yeah.
I can't
give away all my secrets.
I think
for
Ray
free.
Romano's thing was he cared a lot about like lunch breaks,
Snacks.
and
Yeah.
snacks, and like eating sandwiches. Brought
Yeah.
sandwiches from home. Anyway, so Verbeek had studied and Jeff Solomon had studied the Ohtani deal and was like, let's do something like this. Peter Fish, longtime agent of Frank Vatrano, and Peter Donatelli brought it to their like money and finances guy, and they were like, is this smart for Frank to do? Like, I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. So long story short, they hammer out this thing that went from he was going to be making in the 4s, or he wanted to make in the 5s, to he's getting $18 million. And because he's going to be getting that money when he's not going to be living in California, it takes the deal from, I think, like $13.8 million to him getting $18 million. So very, very interesting stuff, just because this is a contract we don't see. We're not super smart about all this. I guess my question is, how do you think the NHL feels about this? And how do you feel about it as an NHL fan, knowing that when something is done not hard cappy, MLB has luxury tax, everything, does not have a hard cap. The NHL is we have a hard cap. You do not skirt the rules unless, you know.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the reason why the NHL would not like this deal, is just because I feel like they like to approach the cap pretty straightforward, where it's like hard cap, divide the final number by the number of years. That's the AAV. That's what is applied to the salary cap. It's very easy to follow most of the time. Whereas like some of these other sports, like football with the restructuring of contracts, like every single year.
Basketball, I have no idea.
No idea. Like bird rights, like fucking, I can't keep track of all the weird shit going on with basketball contracts. So I hope that it doesn't get too weird with the NHL. But I also know that like over the past couple of years, there's been a lot of talk about like, how do you counteract the advantage that no state income tax states get with, like, you know, Florida is Nashville,
yeah.
Dallas, like those teams have a competitive advantage when their guys aren't getting money taken out of their pockets. So I think it's going to be a CBA thing where like that is going to be a big talking point for the next CBA negotiations, is how do you level the playing field with the state income tax and that factor. And maybe it's something like this. I don't know. Like you said, we're not that smart, but I don't think it's inherently bad. That's for sure.
Yeah, when I was digging around on this, I asked, would this have happened? And I know the answer, but like, would this have happened if all things were equal state income tax wise, or if the NHL had some sort of thing that leveled the playing field? And they were like, well, no, like this is what started this conversation, which is Frank loves Anaheim, wants to stay there, wants to make X amount of money. You don't want to give him, you don't want him to, you don't want to pay him what will net him this much. But if he's making this money in 10 years with inflation and everything, and he's not getting the state income tax, then we can do this. And that ends up being a win-win for both sides. But yeah, I think, and further to the thing that you said on like Nashville and Florida, they also can use that negotiating to their advantage, where they can offer players less. Not even saying like, hey, I know that a team is offering you, say, $5 million a year in California. We'll offer you $5 million a year here, and you're going to choose us over them. They can just undercut you and say like, hey, we'll pay you X amount, and it's a lot less on our cap, but you'll still make a little bit more. So that team ends up kind of getting to double dip there, where they're taking advantage of the other team and they're taking advantage of the player. So September 2026 is when the new CBA, or is when the CBA is up. I wonder if we see much more of these deals in between now and then that leads to that. But again, as I said before, not every player is going to want to do this deal anyway. No. Like
I mean, my personality wise, at least my brain, like I'd be like, I could die tomorrow. Give me my money now. Let me enjoy it now. But that's just like the way my brain works. it seems like Frank Vatrano is like, I need to be set long term.
Uh,
And that's smart.
Chat asking, we won't do hit chat, but we'll do state income tax chat. Correct.
We all silly like the mayor.